This meeting is being recorded.
Hi, this is Stan Fitzgerald with Veterans for America First and our new media wing, the Vet Voice. I'm here with Tea Party co-founder and Veterans for America First ambassador, Debbie Dooley. Debbie's going to give us some breaking news on Georgia and illegals coming from the border. But before we get into that, Debbie, for our viewers that don't know you, can you please give us some of your background?
I've been a Republican activist since 1976. I started out as part of the Rhino establishment wing of the party. And then after Ronald Reagan, I became a staunch Republican, conservative Republican. I've been fighting establishment since that time. I'm one of the 22 national co-founders of the Tea Party movement that began in 2009. I have my ancestors actually fought the British in the Revolutionary War, fought under George Washington. So I've always, even way back when my ancestors, we fought for liberty and freedom. Proud to be part of Veterans for America First, great organization. Very happy. I'm a staunch conservative. I do not believe in giving up the fight. I believe if you're going to win some, you're going to lose some, but you keep fighting and you keep moving forward. No matter how slow it is, you keep moving forward.
Debbie, we're honored to have you. You're a true patriot. And as you point out, you come from a line of historic patriots. You've done some investigative journalism, and you've got some disturbing news for Georgia. So why don't you just go ahead and get right into that?
Okay, I can tell you I've done investigation. I've been fighting illegal immigration for decades. For years, I was part of the effort when Chip Rogers was actually Senate Majority Leader. Georgia passed an anti-illegal immigration bill legislation. I was very proud to be part of that, to help push it. So illegal immigration's always been a big issue for me because a country without borders doesn't last long. We have borders. I'm all for legal immigration, but it has to be legal immigration. So I had a whistleblower that gave me information, maybe a few weeks ago, 10 days ago, about what was going on, how they were moving illegals into Georgia. Essentially, the Biden Department of Homeland Security, instead of working with the local governments or even, work with our elected officials in Georgia, they are circumventing them and working directly with nonprofits, religious organizations like Catholic Charities, Southeastern Ministries, and they're working with these groups to bring folks illegally in this country that illegally cross the border into Georgia. And what they're doing is they're reaching out, working with these charities, these nonprofits, charities, religious organizations to settle these illegals in hotels, give them government benefits and all that. In Georgia, they're bringing in buses and they're settling folks in like Augusta, Chamblee, Gainesville, Macon. They recently, last week, bought two buses in to Athens, dropped them off at Racetrack. They had vans that were actually waiting there at Racetrack for these illegals when they got off the bus. The AJC actually did a story on it, and they talked about the fact how they're settling people from Venezuela that are here illegally. Buses are bringing them to Georgia, and this is something I want our governor to do what Governor Abbott and what Ron DeSantis are doing by taking these folks that are illegally in this country, that are in Georgia, taking them and busing them perhaps to Joe Biden's home state of Delaware and even his hometown. We need to do that. This is his policy. This is a violation of our country's borders and our country's immigration laws, and it's wrong. I will encourage you. It's usually the buses drop them off around 10, 11-ish in the morning. They're coordinating with other groups and, mostly religious organizations and nonprofit. And they're bringing them in. It's like they bring them in. A lot of times it's at night. I've heard about planes with illegals landing at Atlanta's airport, the busiest airport in the world, and they get on buses to go to different locations throughout Georgia. And I think it's wrong. I think it's horrible. And I think we need to put a stop to it. And if you're out and you see charter buses, the last one that I saw that we actually had pictures of was Academy. It's a national bus company, bus charter company. They have a branch in Atlanta. If you see Academy buses, and they're dropping off a lot of people at some of these big gas stations or even truck stops, don't bother them. Take a picture, send it to us, send it to me at Debbie@MainStreetPatriots.us. Send it to me and I'll publicize it. We've got to shine light on what's going on because, bad things happen in the darkness.
Yeah, and our current administration in this country likes to keep people in the dark for sure.
Yes.
And I love your idea. Let's send all the illegals over to Biden's house, drop them off on his block.
Send it his neighborhood, his city, drop them off there. Drop them off in his neighborhood in this city. We've seen the hypocrisy of the left and these rich white liberals all love illegal immigration. Oh, these poor immigrants. Yet when Ron DeSantis dropped off 50 in Martha's Vineyards, they called the National Guard in for 50 people. It's like, not my neighborhood, you don't. And that's what's going on. Folks in New York City, they don't like folks being bussed up there. They're like, oh, well, we support it, but just keep them out of our state. It's wrong.
Yeah,
illegal immigration is wrong, and it's costing our nation billions of dollars.
Costing us tons of money as taxpayers. And as you pointed out, it's the height of liberal hypocrisy. But before I let you go, I just want to point out to our viewers that at Veterans for America First, one of our key issues is securing the border. Our national spokesman, Admiral Kubik, built a significant portion. We are able to connect people with tours of the border. I don't mean like fun tours. I mean nighttime tours where you see these illegals coming in under the cover of cartel snipers in the trees. And Debbie has access to our network of border experts, which includes Tom Holman and Admiral Kubik, of course. And much of what she said is verifiable. We do have that data on the charities or NGOs, whatever they're called. And as far as Georgia, Debbie has sent people out in her network, and they have photographed it, they have eyewitnessed it. This is happening, and we need to do something about it, not just in Georgia, but across the country. And Debbie, we thank you for your time.
I do too. Thank you. I want to add one thing. Sure. It was interesting when I first started making folks awareness this was happening. I sent out an email. People were contacting their state senators, their state house members, saying, put a stop to this. And some of the legislators actually pushed back. You had Kay Kirkpatrick, Senator Kay Kirkpatrick says, oh, well, we need proof this is going on. And I had activists reach out to me to try to get proof, but because the information I received was from a confidential informant, I could not release it. Well, last week, the AJC did a whole story that validated exactly what I was saying. So I sent out another email on it. And Veterans for America First, I cannot say enough good things about the good work you guys are doing. And the work you're doing, Stan, you're doing a phenomenal job keeping everybody updated, going to the borders. I mean, it's really good. And this is something that I think a lot of folks that I have talked to that are from Central America, actually my landscaper is actually from Central America, and he came here legally, got his visa, came here legally. He is upset about what's going on at the border because he paid money to get to this country legally, and he sees all these people coming in, being supported by the government, and they're competing with him for jobs and for work. And so that's impacting, having a big impact across the spectrum. It's not just the government, not just the government paying for everything. The tax dollars that are used to support them, provide a roof over their heads, they're competing for work and for jobs with people that are here legally and American citizens. And that's wrong that this is going on. America first.
There you go. And we're definitely on the same page. And I think you're going to see a lot of moderate Democrats that aren't so brainwashed. They voted for no mean tweets emotionally, and
Right.
now they're feeling it in their pocketbook, and they're seeing it with the increase in crime. So I think you're going to have a lot of silent voters for President Trump this time around. So Debbie, I appreciate you and everything you do with the Tea Party and everything you do in Georgia. And we look forward to having you on again soon.
Anytime. Thank you. Have a great day.
You too, my friend.
Okay, bye.